Good morning. Well, if you've been waiting for another sign that things are improving, maybe this could be it. The Aussie manufacturing industry surprisingly returned to growth phase for the first time in 8 months, bolstered by production and new order demand. And it was somewhat a bit like synchronised swimming, as we saw this in the US overnight as well, where their manufacturing industry surprisingly saw its highest read since April 2019, following a sharp contraction. US payrolls were adjusted higher, showing 2.4 million new jobs were created in May, and Pfizer and a drug maker BioNTech released a paper showing they've neutralised coronavirus. That sent Pfizer shares 3% higher. But it seems now the COVID-19 vaccine race is on, because Moderna is also hoping to have their vaccine ready by the end of the year. Now, this positivity sent the Nasdaq to a brand new record all-time high, up 1%. The Nasdaq gained 0.5%, while the Dow Jones fell 0.3%, weighed by US COVID-19 cases growing 40% this week. On the commodity front, the oil price rose over 1% to $39.71 after crude inventories fell from their record highs, while manufacturing activity continues to improve, rising demand. Gold retreated from its near 8-year high to $1,779 on stronger economic data that we saw, and the copper price rose 1%, while the iron ore price fell ever so slightly, down 0.1%. Now, what to watch today? Taking everything into the equation, the Aussie share market is eyeing a lift of 0.7%. And if you look at the chart, it is suggesting, if you look at the 50-day moving average, that the market is trending higher, which means we will hopefully extend that rally today from the bear market bottom to about 31%. On the economic front today, look out for the balance of trade data, which is the difference between exports and imports. The market is pricing in a surplus of $9 billion for May, remembering the month prior, the surplus rose to $8.8 billion. So keep an eye on Australia's biggest exporters like BHP, Fortescue, Rio, and of course CSL. Now to 3 local trading ideas. 1, Lendlease LLC looks like it's really turning a corner despite having weaker than expected 2020 profit behind it, which fell heavily short of market expectations. It appears now, according to UBS, that given their balance sheet is ripe for a strong financial year, that $100 billion development pipeline and earnings pipeline looks like it could come to fruition, but investors will have to be patient. UBS ramped up LLC's price target to $15.50, and Lendlease is a UBS buy. And secondly, following the fund manager Perpetual PPT snapping up Trillium, which is an environmental, social and governance manager which caters for a growing market of investors like me who want to exclude investments such as fossil fuels from their portfolio, well, Bell Potter rose Perpetual's price target to $41.10. Now, Perpetual is a Bell Potter buy. And thirdly, after Suncorp SUN announced an executive shake-up, Bell Potter reiterated Suncorp, the Queensland bank, as a buy. Aside from that, 3% lower cash flows are forecast across the horizon, which is why Suncorp had their price target dropped by Bell Potter to $10.50. I'm Jessica Amir with Bell Direct. Happy trading. Stay safe.